Okay, so we're going to do the surface area of a triangular base prism. This is our object down here. Okay, we need to find the surface area of this. But what we actually do is, do you remember ever doing something called a net of a shape? Mm-hmm. A net of a shape is...
Oh, that's when you open it up.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly, when you open it up. So we're going to do a rough sketch here of the net of this shape. In fact, the net of this shape is definitely going to have a triangle. We'll try to match it. And then it's going to have another triangle at the bottom, as we can see. And I'm actually going to flip this one. I think that we opened it completely up. Okay. So it's going to do something like that. And then what's going to happen in the middle... And they're going to have a rectangle in the middle. And they're going to have another rectangle on the side. And another rectangle on the side. We don't know if the lengths are going to be the same or what. We'll have to figure that out. Okay. But this is the net of this object. And what we'll do is we'll highlight sides so that you can see exactly what we're trying to talk about. This, or these lines here, represent the top face. Okay? Mm-hmm. So this is the top face. We'll just outline them on the other one and we'll color them in on this one. Okay, so that's what that's talking about. With that same idea, these bases are going to be the same. Okay, so their areas, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Their bases are going to be the same. So in other words, this face here and the other face down there, or sorry, the other face at the top will have the same area. Mm-hmm. Then what we're going to have is we're going to have, and we'll say it's this one here in the middle. That's this shape here. That's this rectangle. So that's this guy here in the middle. That's what we're talking about. And because triangles have three sides, there's going to be 3 rectangles involved. Okay, the other two are a little harder to see. What I want you to see is this is the other rectangle. Oh, that's supposed to be a blue color. Turning it to green. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about, that rectangle there, which would essentially be this guy. Okay, and finally, this rectangle at the back. We're getting quite the mix of colors here. Okay, which is this rectangle here. Now, surface area talks about finding the area of every single object. Okay, and right now what we have is, we have 5 different objects, as you can see. Right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objects. So to find the total surface area, we have to find the area of all of them and add them together. Okay, so we're going to talk about the areas of each, and I'm going to just number them. Okay, number 1, that's this triangle here. Well, what's the area of a triangle? Do you remember that formula?
Area of a triangle?
Yeah, area of a triangle.
Right?
Yeah, times a half, or divided by 2, right? That's the area of one triangle. And then this is the second one. So this was area of the first guy, area of the second guy. Area of a triangle is a half times base times height. Okay? And then along with that, this is a rectangle. So for number 3, what's the area of a rectangle?
Oh, length times width.
Yeah, real simple, right? So we're going to talk about length times width. And there's actually 4, 5. 2 other rectangles. So number 4 and number 5, they both have the same formulas.
Isn't 3?
And area of a rectangle equals length times width. Okay, so overall, that's how you find these. And you're going to have to add all of these together. What they tried to do is they tried to simplify this to make this a much simpler formula for you, but it actually looks complex. So let's break it down ourselves. I'm going to give it measurements. This very colorful triangle here, we're going to zoom back in, and I'm going to give it actual measurements. Okay, and what we're going to say is that this distance here is 3, and we're going to say that other one there is the same as it, and this distance here is going to be number 4. Okay, so that'll be 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and this guy will be 10 centimeters. And importantly, okay, this is important because when you're finding the height of, or sorry, the area of a triangle, you actually need the height of the triangle. This height of this triangle, we're going to say is, oh, I use numbers. I want to make it realistic, so we're going to change that number to 5. Okay. And we'll just say that this one is 4 in this case. Okay, so that's the height of one of these triangles. Or in other words, that's going to be 4 centimeters. Okay, so we'll draw them in the net so they kind of make sense. Because it can be hard to see out there. This is 4 centimeters. This length here is 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters. The heights are 10, so this is 10 centimeters.
And then 3.
10 centimeters. This is 3. This is 3. What about these two lengths here? What are they?
10. Right?
Their
No.
lengths here are 10. You're right, so that's 10. And this is 10. But what about this width? Something in here tells us.
5.
Do you see that? See how this 3, or actually this might be easier to see. This 3 is touching the purple side.
Mm-hmm.
That's this purple side here. Okay? So in other words, that purple side there is 3 centimeters. And same with this 3, it's touching the blue triangle, or the blue rectangle. This is 3. Right? So I have a lot of different measurements. Can look a little confusing. Okay? We've written all these formulas down here. We're actually going to try to find them. Or sorry, the areas of everything. So the area of a triangle is the base, which is this, times the height, which is this. This forms like a T. So it's going to be 5 times 4 divided by 2. And we're going to have to do that twice for the two triangles. So I'm going to set that up. Okay? So area of a total, we'll say. Area of the total is equal to 1/2. The base of our triangle was 5. And the height of our triangle was 4. But there was 2 triangles. So I'm going to add it together. So think of it like triangle 1 and triangle 2 we're adding together. We just have to do the same formula, that's all. Okay, so that's the areas of the 2 triangles. Then we're going to have to add the areas of the rectangles. Well, areas of rectangles are really easy. It's just length times width, right? And 2 of them are set up by 3 by 10s. So that's going to be number 3 and number 5. Number 3's length is 10 and its width is 3. And the number 5's length is 10 and width is 3. And the last one, the guy in the middle, what is his length and width?
5 and 10.
5 and 10. So that's shape number 4. So that's all the shapes. We have all 5 shapes there. 10 by 5. So that's what they've had to do. You have to find the area of each individual shape and solve it. Well, let's keep going. 5 times 4.
20.
20 divided by 2.
10.
Yeah. And what about this triangle here? Any different?
Mm-hmm.
No, it'll still be 10.
30.
What? Yep, that's right.
30.
Yep. Good. Let's try adding these together. 10 plus 10 is
20.
plus 30. Now, let's skip this 30. This is an adding trick. We have 50 plus 50.
100.
Yeah, that's an easy one, right? And then 100 plus 30.
130.
Yeah. So 130 centimeters. Anything I got to put up here?
We're doing area 2.
Good, square. So there's our entire page there. That's what surface area talks about. It's finding each shape almost as a net makes it easier, and then just adding the areas of all the shapes together. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.